Hi everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing all the pickups that I've done for the last month. And as you can see from the thumbnail and title, I've been to 3 different CXs. So I went to my local CX, obviously, Poole CX and Weymouth CX. I also show you clips of the actual store itself, and also make sure to stick around to the end of the video because I went to a charity shop and I found amazing games, so make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see what that is. But first of all, I'm going to go to my local CX, which I'm going to show you a clip right now of me looking through all the games. Yeah, now in my local CX, you can see there's a lot of Switch lights there. They did have Pokemon X there as well, which is a great game I'd love to pick up and have in my collection again. They did have that nice Pokeball DS there and a lot of Switches again. A very wide selection of GameCube games, and they did have a lot of Xbox Ones and PS4s. Yeah, now in the other window of the CX, you had Def Jam Fight for New York, a grail of mine and wish I could pick that up soon. But they had PS1 games there, and they had this Spider-Man PS5 controller, which I wish I could pick up. Yeah, now on to the PS3 section, or part of the first half. Did have quite a lot of games here. I did pick one game up from the PS3 selection. But yeah, let's see what else they did have in the PS3 section. Yeah, also, whilst I was in the PS3 section, I did spot this Deadpool game for £35. I'm surprised this is on shop floor and not behind the glass cabinet. But yeah, pretty good find. Now in the other half of the PS3 section, I was tempted to get that God of War collection, but one of them was a reprint and the other one was an Essentials copy, which I'm not interested in. But yeah, apart from that, nothing really else there. Now showing you the Xbox original games and also PSP games. Did have quite a wide variety of OG Xbox games, which was really nice to see. And then who remembers the UMD movies? I remember playing like Simpsons movie on these and also Hellboy. And here's the PSP selection you did have and the PSP Vita. But yeah. Now on to the PS2 selection you did have in store. Wide variety, very stacked, not a lot of front facing, which is really nice to see. Does anyone remember iToy and the camera and always washing windows? If you know, you know. Did have, as I said, they had a lot of stuff here, but a shame there's a lot of platinums as well, which is really rare to come across now. But yeah, I did pick up some stuff from this selection itself. But yeah, is there anything I missed there? Let me know down in the comments if so. So, if you don't know already, I don't collect Xbox One unless it's steelbooks, but I have been asked in the comments before to show it in a video of the selection you did have. Is there anything good or not? So yeah, now on to the PS4 selection in the store. Very, very stacked shelves, to be fair. Not a lot of front facing, which is really nice to see. I did pick up 2 games from the section, which I have been looking for roughly about 3 months. But yeah, apart from that, I didn't really pick anything up from this selection. So yeah, as you can see from the clip of my local CX, did have a wide variety there, but I did pick up some games from there. I picked up 2 PS3 games and 3 PS4 games, so I'll start off with the PS3 games that I did pick up next to me. So the first one I picked up is Lego The Hobbit for £4. Now, I know you can get this, I think, on PS... no, I know you can get this on PS4. I don't know if you can get an Xbox One. It'll be here where else you can pick it up from, what other consoles you can get it on. But I want it on the PS3 because I want to get all the Lego games on the PS3 and then all the Lego games on the PS4. So it's sort of a thing for me. So yeah, for £4, not a bad deal at all, and a really good game. It's not as good as the Lord of the Rings Lego game, personally, but Lord of the Rings is Lord of the Rings based anyway, so you can't go too wrong. And then there is the back. As I said, for £4 is not a bad deal at all, and it also comes really nice manual and lovely looking disc. But yeah, that's the first game that I did pick up from my local CX. The second game I picked up is obviously on a PS3 game, and it is also another Lego game, and I've been wanting this one because I've recently just completed the first part of this game, and that is the sequel is Indiana Jones Lego Indiana Jones 2 Adventures. The adventure continues. Now this is the one you can get trophies on, so if you are looking to trophy hunt this, like platinum this game, or even trophies generally, you can't get it on the original one with the down spine there. It has to be this one, which is the sequel. But yeah, for £4, not a bad deal. I'll also put up where else you can get it in CX, like what of consoles. But I'm pretty sure this is one of the cheaper options. If I'm pretty, yeah, as I said, I'm pretty sure it's one of the cheaper options you can get in CX, and I'm a PS3 collector, so it sort of helps me out there. But there is the front, and there is the back. I don't really have to go into too much detail about Lego games, pretty much all the same now. Did have a bit of a different mechanic with like the building in this one, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, for £4, not a bad deal, and as I said, I put up there where else you can get it. Now on to the PS4 games that I did pick up from my local CX. So I picked up 3. I'll start off with this one here, which is Hasbro Family Pack. Now, I picked this up for £6. Now, basically, I want to play Monopoly and the other stuff as well. My partner wants to play it as well. My wife wants to play it. So, might as well pick it up for £6, which isn't a bad deal. I'll also put up where else you can pick it up from in CEX. I think it's just on PS4 and Xbox One, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, for £6 is not a bad deal if you generally like the party games. And as I said, me and my wife like doing the party games and stuff. It's quite fun. But yeah, can rage quite a bit on the Monopoly, if you know what I mean. So yeah, for £6, not a bad deal. Obviously published by Ubisoft. But yeah, not a bad deal if you like board games, basically. There's not a lot I can go into that with, to be honest, but for £6, not a bad deal. Then on to the last two games I picked up from my local CX. So I'm going to start off with this one, which is Mafia 3. Now, I know this isn't the most liked Mafia. Personally, I liked the original Mafia, like Mafia 1, I guess. But I like the Definitive Edition more. But when it comes to 3, never played it. I've heard okay things about it. I've heard it's not the best one. But personally, I'm not a fan of number 2, Mafia 2. So this might sway my opinion a little bit better. I tried to go into games like this with no bias. But for £6, not a bad deal. The only problem I had with this game was so many reprints of this game. And I don't really want a reprinted game. So it took me a while to find it not reprinted or basically completely screwed at the spine. Yeah, for £6, not a bad deal. I'll also put up where else you can pick up from CEX and how much it is in other consoles. And then there is the back. Now, as I said, don't know too much about Mafia 3. As I said, I remember seeing the trailer when it came out a while ago. But apart from that, not too knowledgeable on it, to be honest. But yeah, that's the second to last game I picked up for the PS4 from my local CX. Yeah, for £6, not a bad deal. Then a game I'm really looking forward to playing again, and I really want this physically, and surprisingly harder to find on PS4 than it is on Xbox One, and that is Man-Eater. Now, you basically play as a shark. You have to level up your shark, basically, and you get hunters that are trying to attack you, and yeah, it's like a survival leveling up system sort of thing. It's a really good play if you want to just basically make a load of carnage. It's really fun. I do recommend it if you've got a couple of hours to sink into it. It does take roughly, if I recall correctly, 5 hours to fully platinum if you are fully on it every for that 5 hours. But on an average, it might take you maybe 3 to 4 days, give or take. Depends if you play PlayStation or Xbox every other day or something. But yeah, for £6, not a bad deal. I'll also put up where else you can pick up from the CX. I think it's on Xbox One. I don't think it's on anything else. It might be on PS5 actually, so it'll be up here anyway. But yeah, for £6, not a bad deal. And a game is surprisingly hard to come across in CX. I don't know why, but there's the back. As I said, you can upgrade your shark and stuff, and as you can see there, it's basically like a leveling up carnage game. So if you do like that sort of stuff, recommend this, and it is kind of funny with the dialogue and stuff. But yeah, that's the games I did pick up from my local CX. What I'll do now is I'm going to show you a clip of me going to Weymouth CX. So I'll cut to that right now. Yeah, now outside of Weymouth CEX, this is what they did have in the window. It wasn't a lot, but they did have Pokemon XD here for £265, which is insane. So yeah, now in actual store, if you want Switches, they've got you covered, because look how many there's there. They did have a nice N64 Pikachu there, and also some Wii box stuff. Now at the PS3 section of the store, quite a wide variety of stuff, very neat shelves. As you see in a minute, that doesn't go through the whole store, but yeah, nothing here really to pick up. Yeah, now at the Xbox 360 section, quite a lot of stuff is all over the place. God knows where everything is, but yeah, nothing here to pick up. See, I was quite surprised how little Switch games did have, but this is the selection they did have. Now at the PS2 section, probably the neatest part of this whole store, to be honest. Apart from that, not really anything here that I wanted to pick up, and the stuff it did have was pretty wrecked. And here's a bit of the Wii section they did have left. So yeah, now at the PS4 section, they didn't have anything here that I really wanted to pick up, but they did have something in the Xbox One selection that I did pick up, which I will show you in a minute. So yeah, as you can see from the clip from Weymouth CX, the shelves were very lackluster. There wasn't a lot there, but I did come out of a load of games that I did want to go in there for, which is really lucky, because as you see from the shelves there, they weren't the greatest. They were all scattered everywhere, or, you know, but if I wanted a Switch, they had loads there, so, which I don't, but if you are in the vicinity of Weymouth, you can get a Nintendo Switch. They had, like, bunches of them, as you see from the clips earlier. But yeah, the games I did pick up, so I picked up 3 PS3 games and 2 PS2 games. So what I'll do is I'll just rattle these off to show you what I got. So, sticking on the Lego theme, I did pick up another Lego game, and personally one of my favourite Lego games, and that is Star Wars 3. Now, I generally like the missions in this. They had like a battling system in this, which I generally enjoyed, and for £4 I can't go too wrong. But yeah, I'll put up what else you can get it in CX and how much it is. But for £4, not a bad deal at all. And then there is the back. That's what I mean by the battling system. You had to like basically kill generators and stuff. I like that sort of stuff. So for me personally, it's a very different Lego Star Wars game to the original and obviously the Skywalker Saga, which I do like indeed. Yeah, but for £4, not too bad. And as I said, one of my favourite Lego Star Wars games. I know the original trilogy is very up there, and I do recommend playing that game if you haven't. But if you just want to play on a PS3 a Star Wars game, make sure to pick this one up. And you can also get achievements on this one, and indicated by the border at the top. If you ever see ones at the bottom, like going down, like the Spider-Man one I call it, just make sure to check it up if you want to do trophies on there, because sometimes the early games like that do not have trophies, so make sure to check it up if you are wanting to platinum a game. But yeah, for £4, not a bad deal. As I said, it'll be up here where else you can pick it up from. It did come with a nice looking manual and disc. But yeah, apart from that, I did get some other games, obviously, and that is, I picked up this game, which is a really underrated game. A lot of people hate this game. Personally, it is a game I generally enjoy. It's so bad it's good sort of situation for me personally, and that is Duke Nukem Forever. I bought this for £2.50. Now, not a lot of people like this game because obviously the originals are a lot better. I'm not going to say they're not. But if you're going into a game that you really just want to waste a few hours in and have a bit of a laugh, worth picking this one up. The jank is funny, and yeah, it's a good game, but it got a lot of hate because it wasn't like the original, which is understandable. But yeah, for £2.50, not too bad. And then there's the back. It is very, very interesting game. Very awful development cycle, and there's the disc and obviously the back cover art. Yeah, it had a really bad development cycle. It was like in development hell for like 10 years. But as I said, for what it is, and if you're not going into it being really serious about Duke Nukem, worth picking this up. And for £2.50, you can't go too wrong. I'll also put up where else you can pick this up from CX and how much it is. But yeah, can't go too wrong, and it's actually an okay game to play, and for the price, you can't go too wrong, can you really? So yeah, that is the second to last PS3 game I did pick up. Then the last PS3 game I did pick up is a kind of a grail of mine. I already have it on 360, but I wanted it on PS3 because I wanted to get the trophies for it, and I also played the sequel not too long ago, and that is Warhammer 40k Space Marine, so the original Space Marine, for £12. I'll also put up where else you can pick this up from in CEX and how much it is. I'm pretty sure it is only on the Xbox 360. I could be wrong, but it'll be up here. For £12, not a bad deal, and one of my favourite games of all time. I put this in my top 10. So yeah, for £12, not £12.50, for £12, made it an extra 50p for some reason. For £12, it's a really good deal and worth picking this up. If you've played the sequel, which is Space Marine 2, obviously, worth just diving into this to see what the differences they made might be. But yeah, for £12, not a bad deal. I did use my voucher on this. So yeah, I basically paid, I think I paid 30p for this. So with all these games I did pick up from Weymouth CX, I used my voucher. So I basically only paid 30p for all these games I am showing you. But yeah, for £12, not a bad deal, and it's a really, really great game, and it did come with a nice manual and disc. So that's all the PS3 games that I did pick up. So I did pick up 2 PS2 games. That's a bit of a tongue twister. But the first game I did pick up for the PS2, and it's a game I keep getting recommended because of a certain other genre, and that is Spartan Total Warrior. Picked this up for £4. Now, people keep saying to pick this up because it's sort of like God of War. If you like God of War, I might like this. The only problem is it has got a bit of like a rip here, which isn't the end of the world. I'm not expecting it to be in great condition for the price anyway, and I rarely come across this, and when I saw it I thought I might as well pick it up. If I see this again, maybe I might pick up a better copy. It's just sort of a replacement and then trade this one in basically. Yeah, but for £4, not too bad. Yeah, I keep getting recommended this game, like over on my TikTok, which I'll put up here actually, so you can go and check all of them out, do reviews and stuff. Bit of a shameless plug there, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, for £4, not a bad deal, and it's made by Sega, so you can't go too wrong, or published by Sega, whatever it may well be. So you can't go too wrong with Sega back in the day. And then there's the back. This did not come with a manual, but I'm not too fussed because I will just find another copy later down the line. I just wanted to play the game and form my own opinion on it, basically. But yeah, as I said, not too bad. And I also put up Wales, you can pick this up in CX on all the consoles. I think it might be on the original Xbox, I'm not too sure, but it'll be up here. But then the last game I did pick up from Weymouth CX, and is a game that I want to get all of the copies for, and the reason is, I'll tell you in a minute. But that is the Simpsons game. Picked this up for £6. Now, the reason I want to get every copy of this game is because the cover art is completely different in every single one. I just put up here of all the different types of cover art they do have for the Simpsons game. There's a wide variety. But yeah, for £6, not a bad deal. It's on the cheaper end of the Simpsons games you can pick up. So if you are wanting to play the Simpsons game for a reasonable price, worth picking up a PS2 version first to form your own sort of opinion on it, and then go from there. But for me personally, I want to get all of them because of different cover art. And there's the front, and there's the back. This did come with a nice, obviously yellow manual, which stands out massively, and obviously the game. But yeah, if I'll put up Wales, you can pick up from CX there. But yeah, that's all the games that I did pick up from Weymouth CX. And so let's cut to when I went to Poole CX, and this is the games that I did pick up. I'm at Poole CX now. Yeah, now at the front window of Poole, and another switch again. Nothing too thingy in this window apart from the Game Boy Advance, but yeah, let's go inside to see what else he did have in store. Now on to the PS3 section he did have here. This game did literally fool me, and that is Borderlands here. I thought it was a steelbook, but it's a really just nice looking slipcover. But apart from that, nothing really else here. I did pick up one game from this section, but let me show you the other side. Yeah, now the other side of the PS3 selection, not a lot here, but yeah, I thought I'd show you. Yeah, now on to the PS2 selection you did have in Poole CX. I did come in here for Pacific games, but unfortunately the games that were in here that I wanted were ruined. But apart from that, I did pick up one game from this selection. Yeah, now in the store, this is the PS4 section you did have. I did pick up one game from this section, but apart from that, nothing really else there. So yeah, as you can see from Poole CX, it did have a wide variety. It had a very big collection of PS4 games. Not so much for the PS2, but I did walk out there with a load of games once again. So I picked up one PSP game, one PlayStation 2 game, one PS3 game, and two PS4 games. So what I'll do is I'll start off with the PSP game. Now, I don't know too much about this, but the cover art looks amazing, so I thought might as well give it a gamble. And that is Justice League Heroes. You can't go too wrong with the cover art. Obviously, they put the sticker over Batman's face, unfortunately, but the cover does look pretty epic, and I did look on the back, and I generally just do like the aesthetic, honestly. As I said, don't know too much about it, but for £5, you can't go too wrong with it, to be honest. It did come complete with manual, and obviously the UMD disc right there. But yeah, as I said, I don't know too much about it. I also put up where else you can pick it up from CX and how much it is there. But yeah, don't know too much about it. Let me know in the comments if you do, because I'm very interested from what it actually is. I think it is like a fighting sort of game, like a sort of Street Fighter and like the original Xbox games on the PS2. Original X-Men games on the PS2. Let's rephrase that. Not Xbox games, X-Men games. But yeah, I think it's like that. But yeah, let me know in the comments if it is. Then another game that I always wanted as a kid, and I finally picked it up on the PS2, and that is Batman Vengeance. Now, you can't go too wrong with a cool cover art. I always wanted this as a kid, and I completely forgot about it until fairly recently when I stumbled across it on a Facebook group. But I picked this obviously up from CX. But for £6, not a bad deal at all. And if you sort of like the Batman animated series, Worth picking this up because it sort of has the same sort of art style. As you can see at the back, it sort of has the same art style on the back. And I'm pretty sure it is from the Batman animated series. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I am. But yeah, for £6, not a bad deal. I'll also put up where else you can pick it up from CEX and how much it is and where else, what consoles it's on. But for £6 isn't a bad deal, and it's a really rare sort of PS2 game that you rarely ever see in CEX. Or at least the CEXs I've been in, and I've been in about 5 or 6, I've never seen this until recently. So if you do see this and you like Batman, worth picking this up. An early Batman game, and it looks really good. As I said, I wanted this as a kid, and I never ever played it. But I've always wanted it as soon as I've seen that cover. It did come with a nice manual, which is right here. A very thick manual as well, and a lovely looking disc. And obviously, you can't go too wrong when it has the memory card slot right here. Let me know in the comments if you ever use that, because I've rarely ever used them. But yeah, so that's all the PS2 games that I did pick up from Poole CEX. Now on to the PS3 game I did pick up, and I'm surprised I didn't have this on PS3 already. I have the second one, but I don't have the first one, and that is Lost Planet Extreme Conditions. Picked this up for £4, and it has the awesome Spider-Man free font on the side. I'll also put up where else you can pick it up on like other consoles and how much it is in CEX. But for £4, not a bad deal, and there is the back. This did come fully complete with a lovely manual, very pristine manual. But yeah, as said, I played this on Xbox 360. I've never actually played it on the PS3, so I don't know if there's any differences, apart from obviously the controls. But it is a really good game. If you like survival sort of horror aspect, or like the loneness, I guess you can put it, definitely worth picking this up, because it is a great game by Capcom. But yeah, I don't know what else to really say about it, really. It's just a great game and worth picking this up to just explore the game, basically. Then on to the last 2 games I did pick up from Poole CEX, and that is the 2 PS4 games I did pick up. So the first game that I did pick up is Warhammer 40k I can't even pronounce it, but anyway, I'm not even gonna try and butcher it, because I'm terrible when it comes to stuff like that. But I picked this up for £10, and I've been looking for this game for a while. It's a top-down strategy sort of game. So if you do like sort of like Diablo and stuff like that, worth picking this up because it is in the Warhammer universe. So if you sort of like the Space Marine game that I showed earlier, worth picking this up if you like that sort of stuff. And I like Warhammer, so I saw it, I wanted it, I picked it up basically. For £10, not a bad deal. I'll also put up where else you can pick this up from in CX. I think it's on Xbox One. I don't know if it's on anything else, but it'll be up there anyway. For £10, not a bad deal. And there is the back. As you can see, it's like a top-down sort of view sort of thing, like a strategy game, which is really good. Then obviously it didn't come with a manual, but there is a nice disc. But yeah, if you are a Warhammer fan, worth picking this up because it is actually a decent game, and yeah, might as well. The last game I did pick up from Poole CEX is another PS4 game. I paid £12 for this game. I played this originally on Game Pass about 7 years ago. And I completely forgot about it, and then I found it on the actual site, and I thought, oh my god, I haven't seen that in a while. And that is Deadlight Director's Cut. Now, it's not Dying Light. It's Deadlight. This game is based in the 80s, so if you sort of like that aesthetic with like the neon and the griminess of like when they set stuff in the 80s for some reason, they have that. But for £12, not a bad deal. It is a as you can see there, it is like a side like platform adventure thing. It's a really good game. You can sink, I think it gives about 5 hours to complete this. Not platinum it or anything, just to complete it. But yeah, for £12, it's a really good game, and if you like the sort of 80s zombie sort of thing, worth picking this up. It is a really good game. The story is actually really good, surprisingly, considering how basic the graphics are. When it comes to, they just basically do slideshows, which is a bit of a hit and miss thing. But for me, I actually generally really enjoyed it. Sort of the art style was really good. It was a comic book style, so if you are into that, definitely worth picking this up. I'll also put up where else you can pick it up from CEX and how much it is. But yeah, for £12, it's not a bad deal, and I'm very happy to put this into collection. And obviously, no manual because it's PS4, and there's disc. But yeah, that is the games I did pick up. But before I end the video, I've picked up a load of other games, and I also picked up a steelbook, so I'll cut to that now. So yeah, I'm going to start off with the games, obviously, that I told you that I did pick up as also in the steelbook. But I thought I'd show off the games that my partner or my wife has picked up over the past month. She hasn't picked up a lot, but what game she has picked up is quite interesting. Not what I'm interested in, obviously, but I've got to just rattle these off. So she brought SpongeBob SquarePants Draw to Life. She picked that up for £3.50 for the DS. I'll also put up where else you can pick this up from in CX. She's a fan of a certain Disney character, and you can tell by this. She picked up Tangled for the Wii for £3. I'll also put up where else you can pick this up from CX. She also picked up, she's a fan of The Sims, and that is My Sims Racing. She picked that up for £2.50. I'll also put up where else you can get that from. And then she picked up another game that is Disney related, funny enough, and that is Just Dance Disney Party. She picked that up for £8. I'll also put up where else you can get it. I'm pretty sure it's just on the Wii, but it'll be up there anyway. So that is the pickups that my wife picked up. So yeah, and the stuff that I picked up, so the steelbook that I did pick up is a really nice looking steelbook, and that is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the 2016 version. Oh, sorry, not 2016, 2019. Really, really nice steelbook, as you can see there. And picked this up for £4. I'll also put up where else you can pick it up from. So this is the Xbox One version. I'll put how much it is on the PS4, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's on any other console, but it'll be up here. But for £4, not a bad deal. It did come, obviously, with some stuff in there, obviously. But it did come with the disc, and behind that is Captain Price, pretty sure, with night vision goggles. But that is a steelbook that I did pick up. Really nice looking steelbook, and I like it when they actually add the writing on the spine. It's lovely when they do that. But the thing you might have been waiting for to the end of this video, and if you got to this end of the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel because it does help. And like this video. But if you stick around to see what I found at the charity shop, and I know the price I paid for it. I think I paid £27.50 for all of these. But you understand why I paid for them in a minute. But the first game I'm going to show you is the game that is the same price in CX, and that is, for the PSP, it is Coded Arms, made by Konami. This game, I've had it on my radar for a while. I keep getting recommended this game. As I said, don't know too much about it, but whilst it was in like a bundle, basically, I thought I'd pick it up. But yeah, there's that. It was fully complete with manual and obviously the UMD. But yeah, for £2.50 I picked that up for. There you go. I also put up how much it is in CX. I'm pretty sure it's £2.50, but there you go. Then, for some certain fans of a certain genre, you think you might like this, I picked this up for £10, and that is Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. Now, this goes for £12 in CEX. I'm pretty sure it does. £12 CEX, so it's there. If it isn't, I'm sorry, it's there with the prices. But for £10 that I paid for this, it's a really good deal, personally. And then there's the back. This is also fully complete with manual. The condition of these are impeccably good, considering the other stuff they had there. There's some stuff I just turned down because it was really bad. But the game I'll show you at the end of the PSP collection, you'd be very surprised how much I paid for. But the second game I paid for, and it's £10, is going to be God of War Chains of Olympus. There we go. Unfortunately, it's the Platinum version. It is, and I paid £10 for it, but I wanted this game on the PSP for a while. I'll also put up how much it is in CX. I think that also goes to £12. But yeah, this is also fully complete with manual, as you can see there. But yeah, that's the second to last game I did pick up from the charity shop. And then the last game I did pick up is a game that I have been looking for a while, and the price of it is a lot more expensive in CX. You can't get it in CX anymore for some reason. It's not stocked anywhere. So I'm happy I found this in a charity shop and for the price I paid for it. So the game is Siphon Filter Logan Shadow. Now, as you can see there, I paid £5 for this game. In CX, I think it goes for, it was at one point, £18. It could even be higher. I'll put it up here. So this is a PlayStation only game. Obviously, it says T for teen here, so that's an American rating. But don't worry, if you have an American copy of a game for the PSP, you can use it on a UK PSP. The only thing that is region locked is the movies. So if you have UMD movies that you want to play on, like for example, a US PSP, you can't do that. You have to have the UK version. But the games, you can play any game anywhere on the PSP. You not region locked. So I wasn't too fussed when I saw the T logo, because I know I can play it, and I have played it on my PSP, so I know for a fact you can play it on there. So yeah, for £5, not a bad deal at all. Did have a really cool multiplayer. Unfortunately, the servers have come down now, but there's the back, and then there is the manual and the UMD. And this is a really clean copy. Just needs a little bit of a wipe down on the case, as you can see. Don't know if you'll be able to see that on the camera, but it has a little bit of a bit of dirt mark on there. But yeah, that is all the haul that I did this month, and obviously the little bit of surprise right at the end with the charity shop stuff. If you have got to this end of this video, I do much appreciate if you go and like this video and subscribe, because my mile goal is 500 subscribers. But yeah, and also, if I haven't already, go and check out my TikTok. I post questions and film reviews, so if you're interested in that stuff, make sure to check that out. But yeah, and there should be a video playlist here, or a video here, and the subscribe button here, so make sure to click that, and also check these out. But yeah, stay awesome, stay safe everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.